on the bus forever, and so we're having a little beverage before we go on the show.
For Toby Keith, music has always been more than a career. It has been the lens through which he experiences the world. Before fame, awards, or stadium tours, he saw himself first and foremost as a songwriter, someone who crafted words and melodies to capture emotion, tell stories, and connect with people on a human level. That drive shaped everything he did, from early performances in small bars to arenas filled with cheering fans. Even as the world recognized him for his larger-than-life presence and his bold, unforgettable voice, Toby never lost sight of the fact that his songs were the foundation of his life and the way he shared himself with others. Every lyric carried intention, every melody carried heart, and every performance carried a piece of the man behind the microphone. The feud that shook the country. Among the many moments that defined Toby's life in the public eye, one of the most remembered is the well-known feud with the Dixie Chicks. On the surface, it began as a disagreement over artistic perspective. Natalie Maines, the lead singer, had reservations about a song Toby had written, feeling it was too forceful in tone. Toby, in turn, had poured his heart into that song, believing it to carry messages of courage and strength during uncertain times. What started as a difference of opinion quickly escalated into a storm of headlines, debates, and heated discussions that drew fans, journalists, and even fellow artists into a whirlwind of divided loyalties. Despite the noise, Toby remained steadfast in his approach. He didn't shy away from his work, he didn't respond with anger, and he continued to perform and create music with the same authenticity he always had. The feud, while challenging, ultimately highlighted Toby's resilience, his commitment to his craft, and his understanding that disagreements, even public ones, are part of life when art intersects with strong opinions. Music as strength through the highs and lows of his career, Toby's songs have always served as a source of comfort and inspiration for his audience. He wrote to lift spirits, to instill courage, and to offer hope when times were difficult. His music became a companion for people navigating challenges, whether on the road, at home, or serving in the military. At the same time, Toby understood the emotional weight carried by each note and lyric. While critics and fans debated interpretations, he focused on the people who found solace in his work. The beauty of his music was that it reached into hearts without pretense, offering reassurance in a world that could feel chaotic. Whether performing in packed arenas or recording late into the night, Toby's dedication to writing songs that spoke truth and emotion remained unwavering, demonstrating that art and purpose are inseparable in his life. The Restaurant Challenge. Even as his musical success soared, Toby expanded his creative energy into ventures beyond the stage, most notably his chain of restaurants, Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill. The concept was simple yet heartfelt, a place where people could gather, feel at home, and enjoy music, food, and camaraderie in a welcoming environment. For a time, the restaurants were celebrated, thriving with energy and laughter, and Toby took pride in creating spaces that reflected the joy and connection he valued. But as the chain grew, complexities emerged. Partnerships, operations, and management decisions sometimes led to challenges, and a few locations faced unexpected difficulties. Through it all, Toby remained hands-on in spirit, concerned for employees and patrons alike, and focused on preserving the vision of hospitality and enjoyment that inspired the venture. The experience revealed the challenges of balancing multiple responsibilities and demonstrated Toby's ability to meet obstacles with patience, problem-solving, and grace. Facing personal health challenges, life, however, had a lesson in resilience yet to present. While navigating the demands of fame, music, and business, Toby began noticing subtle signs from his body, tiredness, minor ailments, and moments of fatigue that were unusual for someone accustomed to constant activity. For months, he carried on, performing, touring, and writing, even as he sensed a growing need for care. This period was not marked by drama or panic, but by quiet reflection and attentiveness. Toby's approach was consistent. He listened to his body, sought guidance from professionals, and maintained his focus on what he could control. Music, family, and daily routines provided both comfort and structure during this time, allowing him to face health concerns with courage and practicality. The experience revealed another layer of Toby's character, a quiet strength and vulnerability that mirrored the depth he expressed in his songs, balancing reputation and responsibility. Even as personal health and business matters demanded attention, Toby continued to navigate the scrutiny that comes with fame. His name had become associated not just with music, but with enterprises, merchandise, and ventures that touched countless people. Inevitably, challenges in business operations or public perception occasionally cast shadows over his reputation. Yet Toby approached these situations with dignity, seeking to understand, resolve, and move forward rather than reacting impulsively. He demonstrated that responsibility is not measured by perfection but by persistence, accountability, and integrity, even when outcomes fall outside one's control. Fans, colleagues, and observers alike could see that his commitment to honesty and kindness guided his actions, further illustrating that his public persona was grounded in genuine character rather than mere performance. Music as a lifeline. Through every public storm and private struggle, Toby's anchor remained his music. Songs offered him a way to process emotions, connect with fans, and create moments of shared humanity. Performances were more than shows. They were opportunities to engage with people, to offer comfort, and to celebrate life's joys and sorrows. Audiences experienced laughter, tears, and camaraderie in those spaces, and Toby witnessed it all with gratitude and empathy. Music became a vessel for resilience, allowing him to continue performing and creating even amid personal and professional challenges. This dedication exemplified his belief that art is not only entertainment, but also a form of support, reflection, and emotional sustenance for both the artist and the listener. The hidden life of Toby Keith. Beyond the public eye, Toby cultivated a rich private life filled with thoughtfulness, generosity, and reflection. Few saw the depths of his personal preparation, quiet acts of kindness, and intentional living. After his passing, a remarkable discovery revealed just how intentional and giving his private life had been. Inside his garage, ordinary to the outside world, were treasures that told the story of a man who loved, reflected, and cared deeply. Memorabilia, letters, handwritten notes, and personal journals chronicled his journey, capturing the moments that mattered most to him: friendships, family, creativity, and acts of quiet generosity. Each item represented more than memory. It represented connection, thought, and heart. What became evident was that Toby's life had been lived intentionally, with care for others and respect for the personal and professional spaces he inhabited. Legacy of generosity. Perhaps the most moving aspect of these discoveries was Toby's quiet generosity. Far from seeking recognition, he gave thoughtfully and persistently, helping people directly and meaningfully without drawing attention. From letters of encouragement to discreet donations, his actions reflected a deep empathy and a desire to positively impact others' lives. Fans and family alike were touched by these acts, and the revelation of this side of Toby's life only strengthened the understanding of his character: bold in performance, humble in giving, and profoundly human in every sense. It underscored the truth that true legacy is measured not in headlines or awards, but in the lives we touch and the care we extend to others. A life fully lived through feuds, health challenges, business ventures, and public scrutiny, Toby Keith lived fully, authentically, and with heart. The discoveries in his garage illuminated the layers of a life built on courage, creativity, generosity, and joy. He faced storms with persistence, created spaces for people to feel welcome, and used music to connect deeply with audiences around the world. In every act, public or private, Toby's values, honesty, dedication, and compassion, shone through. The artifacts left behind told a story of a man who, despite fame and challenges, never lost sight of what mattered: relationships, creativity, and kindness. The true Toby Keith. What emerges from this story is a portrait of Toby Keith that transcends headlines, controversy, or statistics. He was a songwriter first, a performer second, and a human being always. His life reminds us that even amid public scrutiny, challenges, and unexpected obstacles, There is room for reflection, generosity, and quiet courage. The discoveries in his personal spaces, letters, journals, keepsakes, show that a life well lived is measured not only in what is seen by the world, but also in what is given, remembered, and cherished behind the scenes. Toby Keith's story ultimately is one of connection, resilience, and heart, a man who sang loudly, gave generously, and lived fully. And in the quiet corners of his life, the true essence of who he was finally came to light.